Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm Derek Schomer. Today I'm going to start my bar tour. This is the first of probably 4 or 5, I haven't figured it out yet, videos talking about what we use at the bar, why, and how it impacts our performance at the bar. Jesus, hold on a minute. Put all your weight against refrigerators. So, this was originally supposed to be a video that would only be released when we had $800 a month on Patreon. Unfortunately, it went the reverse direction and everybody just stopped donating. So that sucks for me, which is me calling out to you to go to patreon.com/CMC and help me out. This is a NewAir AB-1200. It's a 126 can beverage cooler. I did not pay for this product. So that is what I have to tell you to get through all the guidelines and stuff. But I'm going to tell you why I like it, why it's in use today at the bar, and how if you wanted to get one, you could get one, and even better, why you'd want one. So the reason we need this, and as you can see here, it's got a whole lot of stuff in it. It's 126 cans typically if you were to fill this thing up with soda. So if I take these, I don't even think I have a single soda can in here. Here we go. If I took this Canadian Dry and leaned them up against here, actually I could put them this way all the way through or lean them this way just to maximize the amount of space. You know what? I'm just going to put a picture over this for a second so you can see what it looks like from the NewAir's perspective. My perspective is slightly different. I've got my vermouths that are open, my sweets, my sweet, my dry, some cheesy tonic water that I have just in case I need it, even though I have tons of Q. Do I have any in here? No, I don't. Sodas in case I get thirsty, obviously. I got my cranberries for your Cosmos, your Big Cadillac margaritas, Dole pineapple juice, great for, painkillers, anything tiki, and, oh, here's the Q ginger beer. You never know when you're going to need a mule or something like that, so you have to have your ginger beer. Then I've got, what I want to call the girl beers, I guess, the stuff that the women usually drink when they come over. I'm going to close this because it's getting cold. Some of the features of this thing that make it useful. There's a thermostat. The thermostat actually works. That's pretty cool, because I have 4 refrigerators. One of them, it has a thermostat, but and it's still new, and it doesn't seem to ever do anything but stay at 40 degrees. No matter, I think the switch is just cosmetic. I don't really know. It's got a light up here that you can turn it on and off if you want to. Boom. One of the things I don't care for that I wish it did is turned on when I opened it. It doesn't do that. You have to push the button. I've been leaving it on as a nightlight because I can tell it's LED and it's not taking up too much power. Speaking of power, it's energy efficient. Obviously, everything should be energy efficient at this point. However, since it stays at the temperature I set it to, which I'm testing by putting this in here, tells me it actually is efficient because it's not struggling to stay at that temperature and it's not always kicking on, which is good. When it kicks on, you'll probably hear it eventually because I keep opening the door. It's pretty quiet. It does have a little kick-on sound, but not nearly like the one I replaced. That used to be one of those white college dorm fridge, half height, had that weird freezer thing in the top that was completely useless for everybody in the world. I don't know what it's used for. All it did for me was freaking build a big brick of ice inside. When I took it out a week or so ago, it still took 5 days to defrost that ice brick out of there. It was insane. And all that did was hold my vermouth because I didn't know where else to put it. It was very inefficient. This one has adjustable shelves, so it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to put things at the height you need them at. It also fits those small pineapple juices standing up, so I could probably put 100 billion of those things in here and make painkillers for days. I think it kicked on. See that, or is this one? And the beer, in case somebody comes over and wants it. I don't typically use beer too much on the show, but that's really just for when guests come over. So half of it's really the show, probably more than half. 80% is for the show. Got my open vermouths. This one over here is my wine fridge, which will be in the next video. This is for all the open stuff that I'm working with. That way I know which ones are open, which ones aren't. It's good when you're playing with vermouth. It lasts a while, but you gotta leave it in the refrigerator. I keep mine at about 35 degrees. You can adjust. I got it down to 32 at one point, and that was just a little bit too cold for beer and stuff like that for me, so I kick it up. It's at a 5.5 out of 6. One of the things that I kind of I'm telling you all the good things. One of the other cons that I get it, but if I lean a bunch of these soda cans, full height soda cans, straight down through here, I can only fit 2 rows in a line. Row 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, blah, blah, blah. Almost could fit 3, but the glass, it hits the glass and won't close. And I get it, you want to have space in there, so if you read the manual, which is the last thing I typically do whenever I get new things, is you're supposed to leave a gap in the back. So it makes sense that you can only fit 2, but because it's so close to fitting 3, it's just, it frustrates me a little. Yet at the same time, this wasn't designed for me, it was designed for the average consumer, and I think most average consumers don't want them to take up huge amounts of space, and you would no doubt add 2 inches to this thing just to be able to fit a 3rd row long-wise. That's a word, long ways. So it's cool that it doesn't do it. It was just a little bit of a pet peeve when I was putting them in. I was like, oh, I can almost fit it, but I can't. So the way it's designed, it makes it almost seem like it should be, but it doesn't. The seals seem to work well. The design is elegant, but not extravagant. And what I mean is, it's the first thing that people see when they come through these doors. And it looks cool, especially with the lights off, with a little LED, kind of night lighting the place up. But it doesn't stand out and become too center focus. It's subtle, yet it does have that professional look to it, which is really nice. And you can just polish this up, and because it's going to collect fingerprints, and it will always look pretty cool. And because they sent this to me, they also gave me a coupon code. If you're looking into them, you're looking to build a bar at home. I know a lot of you guys are. You've asked me how I'm doing it. What are some of the things I've done? This might be something to consider if you're looking for something that's going to hold kind of a general assembly of things you need. Unless you really have 126 cans of soda, this is a good general device that utilizes all the space efficiently. You could use that coupon code CommonMan at NewAir.com, save 15% off your beverage coolers. So you got that going for you. In the next video, we're going to cover the wine fridge, which I also have from NewAir. Then we're going to go through my 2 refrigerators and maybe the bar, depending on what I could do in that amount of time. It might be like 3 or 4 videos, but I'll cover the refrigerators. We'll do a whole behind the scenes, what the bar looks like, some of the shelving for other stuff that I use in the show that you don't see, and where I store all my alcohol and some of the different brands and why it's organized the way it is. But I can't show you that right now because we had a party this weekend and it's trashed, so I gotta go clean it up. That's my next thing to do. So there you go, sidebar, 2 more videos. I'm gonna put in the educational videos again for learn.awesomedrinks.com. You should check those out if you want to learn yourself up on cocktails and some of the bar tools that you're gonna need. Down below, link to my store at awesomedrinks.com where you can buy a bartender starter kit. Get going. Once you have that bartender starter kit, you're gonna realize, holy crap, I need a bunch of this stuff. So it's kind of a hobby. All right, we're teaching you how to drink.